We're live.
Are we really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Nobody heard that, I imagine, but I was just letting you know.
I gotta be careful. I've been doing that at work today. I was
Check our emails to see if we got.
copyright struck again. That should be an opening. That should be an opening segment we do every day. Is read our copyright strikes.
Like 15 or something.
That's amazing. Scooby Dooby Doo. All right. I'm.
So, to recap here, what we learned was Catatonia is stream safe. Devil Soul to Soul is stream safe, and Cinnamon Chasers is stream safe, is what we just learned. Because those are the songs I was singing. Enash. Alright, I'm gonna go fix my windows before I forget, and then I will be back. You're monitoring this by yourself.
Okay. I'm going to ruin this drawing by making it look like a 1990s comic book woman. This is your time. If I could do more, I promise you I would. Man, I forgot. What is that? I used to have that. I don't think I got it no more. There it is. Nice, nice, nice. Allow full access. Why not? Nobody came.
Oh, I know. That's expected.
What in the world?
I'm on my full-on razor fist.
Oh boy.
Full-on razor fist. I hope to God somebody doesn't show up right now.
blast beats.
Damn, that's so heavy, man. I gotta hear it again. Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't see anything. This is bound to get us dinged, but I don't care, man. I gotta hear this riff right now.
Oh man, that felt so much better. I just burped and I feel so much better.
Man, my sugar is just too stinking good. They on good.
That's my favorite part of that song.
Cinnamon chasers. Oh my gosh. This nope. Ay, ay, ay. What a doozy here, dude. your boy took an extra day off because it doesn't really matter.
You sound like a old-timey version of that Miami Heat guy from South Park.
Oh. 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 Man.
Yep.
I have this metal splinter in my finger. It hurts real bad to play guitar. I'm gonna try to squeeze it out.
Sounds like a great idea, Jim. Some girl one time I had a splinter and I was like, dude, I gotta get this thing out, but it's starting to hurt trying to dig it out. She goes, leave it alone. And I was like, why? She goes, if your body wants it out, it'll get it out. And I was like, I don't think that's true. It sounds wise because it sounds like trust your body to do your thing.
Yeah.
Like, but people die of tumors and stuff like that all the time, bro.
Speaking of, like 3 weeks ago, you heard it happened at the Ozarks?
Yeah, that brain-eating amoeba thing. Or whatever.
Swamped a dude.
Apparently that's very common. Like, not very common, but
fantastic. Another reason why I don't want to get in water.
Yeah. It's like one of those things that there's not really any way that you can guard against it, or so they say. It's just one of those things that you run a tiny, tiny risk of if you ever get into a lake.
Cool.
And if you get it, there's no way to... There's been people that have, like, beat it, essentially, but they don't know what they did. They just were like, I don't know what happened. They didn't die.
That's crazy. Man.
How's your day, dude?
Not bad, dude.
Yeah.
Just busy at work, coming up with some new spreadsheets to track certain expenses and taking care of a customer that swears he used us before, and I can't find any records anywhere that we've ever talked to the guy. But that happens more than you'd think. I think
That there's no record, or do you think he's just trying to assume that you'll just give him a deal because he says he's worked with you before?
No, it's more like I think it's an honest mistake. People get bids. We do a lot of bids, and it doesn't necessarily mean we get the work. And so if we were a bid one time, they think, oh, I use these guys, right?
Yeah.
No, you've gotten a bid from us before is what it is. So I'm wondering if somebody sent him a bid, and then he thinks we did the job, but I don't know. So I spent a little while trying to help him out, but I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find either of the companies he was trying to have me look for or the job description.
Interesting. They were talking about...
Pretty easy day, though.
They were
And
talking,
I was busy the whole day, but it was like nothing intense at all.
yeah, it wasn't like stressful or...
Nah, not at all. It was self-regulated.
They were talking about how there was a small office for us for a while in Arkansas that two guys worked at, and they were like complaining about how the company spent all this money for that place and everything like that, and they were like, those guys were never in that office. They always worked from home. The one guy had asked them if they would put like an upgraded bathroom with a shower in the office so that the days he rode his bike into work he could shower. And she's like, and he never worked from there, and they were like complaining, saying how silly those guys were, and I was like, here's the deal, bro. Just asked a question. They didn't have to give it to him. Like,
Yeah.
it's not his fault they did it.
Yeah. For Rizzy.
What you Googling?
I'm just looking at different chord progressions, trying to get some ideas of what I may or may not want to use. I was planning on writing some music tonight, but I can't use my finger. I mean, it hurts the most when I play guitar.
I bet. I remember, this is probably gross, but I remember when I played at church, I had a wart on my index finger, and every now and then it would like get caught in the strings when I was playing.
Ow!
I hated playing, so there was a long stint of time where I just wouldn't play unless I absolutely had to.
Oops. What did I just do? Okay.
Dude, was it you that sent me that thing that was like, Primus really will have a song like some guy killed his coworkers or something like that, and then have like a Seinfeld bass line?
Yeah, that was me that sent you that, I'm pretty sure. That's why I'm easy. Oh, I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Did you mean to do the Chris D'Elia church thing?
Huh?
When you said, that's why I'm easy, and you went, oh.
Oh.
And they stopped at a Best Buy.
No, man. Oh.
Oh. Dude, Cincinnati's a cool little town.
I bet so.
They have a lot of Art Deco like architecture,
Yeah.
ton of it, and they kept it. So like where a lot of cities like like New York, Chicago, St. Louis, Louisiana, a lot of those cities, New Orleans, they have like Art Deco architecture, but they move away from it and start building over top of it with modern. So some buildings have this like amalgamation of like exteriors that are modern with interiors that are like still a little Art Deco. And it's like, but Cincinnati just kind of leaned into it. And so their city is a bunch of really old architecture buildings, but then they have all these huge murals everywhere. And so like it has this kind of like almost historical feel to it without feeling dilapidated and like sketchy, you know?
Okay.
The hotel that we stayed in was literally out of the Great Gatsby. Like, it doesn't look like they've updated a single thing other than upkeeping with it. Like, the elevators still had the big plate in the lobby that had the light that showed you where the elevator was coming down and stuff. And it didn't say, it didn't just have an up or down arrow. It just said it was a light that either was green or red, and it would say this car up or this car down.
Oh.
And that's my only, I think the perfect form of architecture would be some sort of like, almost like Art Deco stone building, you know? But it needs way more natural light. That's my one beef with Art Deco, like 1920s, is it's all very dark and enclosed. I don't like that.
I see what you're getting at.
I like at the art museum, you know how like the atrium's like really stone and open? Like, I like that. I just wish there was way more natural light coming in. And the natural light's not that bad there. Like, it's pretty good actually, but.
Interesting. What now? We got a bot.
Got a bot?
Got a bot.
What does it say? No, we don't. It's Ayako.
Oh, it's.
I went through half the day and I was like, this is the worst day. So boring. Then I remembered y'all streamed today.
Oh,
I'm still at work, so won't be talking much. That's fine. We're glad you're here with us.
Yes. I thought you were a bot. I'm sorry. Normally, the longest blocks of text are from clankers.
Yeah.
The longest day. Your coach still being Captain Crunch.
Captain Cranky Pants. I love how she said, I'm not going to talk that much because I'm still at work. The first thing we did was...
Oh, yeah, ask her a question. I'll talk instead. I got a metal splinter in my finger and I can't play guitar and I'm sad I wanted to play guitar. I was moving metal at work today and picked up an angle iron and sure enough, that's what happened.
That's all she wrote. No, that's all she wrote. All she wrote.
Yeah, that stinks. Oh, well. Now I'm messing with chord progressions that I'll probably never use. This is something I have to admit about my music. Yeah, the coach still stinks. That guy stinks. Smells like a boomer.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Oh, brother, that chick, is that chick?
No, well, technically, yeah, but it's a SpongeBob quote.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, man, I hate the fact that I think that chick is so funny. Man, she makes me laugh so hard. The one that got me to follow her was she was talking about rejecting guys, how to reject them more gently.
Yeah.
And the last one, she goes, So this is something I'm not good at with my music is I'm not good at making chord progressions. I've been using basic chord progressions the whole time. And I need to sit down and I kind of want to go back to taking lessons, but here's the problem is I'm better than most of the people.
You have to find somebody on the internet, probably.
Oh no, he's a short dude.
I think he's a short man syndrome. Oh, he's a short tempo. Oof.
So here's some short guy facts. I'm 6 foot tall, so I'm just tall enough to be in the tall guy club. Kyle, you're what, 6'2"?
Yep.
So he's in the tall guy club. How often do you have to deal with a short guy wanting to fight you?
Well, it was really bad when I worked at the bar. Not so much anymore, but I feel like it doesn't, if I meet some guy, like he's gonna hit me, or like if he shakes my hand, he's gonna try and like death grip me. You know what I mean? Like there's just all sorts of little microaggressions.
It's like when we were younger, I swear to you, it's like I'd have to almost fight a guy once a week.
Yeah.
When we're teenagers. It's
Yeah.
like, what the deal, dude? I'm just hanging out. I'm just a tall guy. I'm sorry, man.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah, why are you racist?
Against the racist, or against the race of giants.
Yes, the Nephilim. What do you got against the Nephilim, bro?
That's all she wrote.
Did you see the frame of the treehouse is up?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I finally took the time to do that. Pops came over Sunday, and that ended up being a little bit harder than I thought. But we are, I would say, officially halfway done.
Well, that's the best place to be.
It was not easy to do because what I didn't account for was how hard it was to set up ladders
Like,
to build it. Because I'm not doing a treehouse for them like the way you think, where it's attached to the tree and it's only in the tree.
yeah.
It's half of it sits in the tree, and then the other half of it's 12 foot by 8 foot, and the other half of it goes to a second tree. So it's like a deck between two trees.
Oh, okay.
Right there by the creek. It's pretty cool, man. But what I was having problems with, we couldn't figure out how to attach. Dude, my shoulder was fried. Monday morning, felt like 20 minutes on a ladder holding a 12-foot 2x6 like this. Ugh. While Dad was messing with the other end of it. Just doing this makes my shoulder like I was like, he's getting old, he's in his early 60s, and I'm like, listen, I'm obese. I didn't eat all these Wheaties for nothing. I'm strong. I'll hold it for you. So I do all of that stuff for him now. And then we stood out there and argued. Man, I love the guy to death, but I got to argue with him for at least 30 minutes before we get started.
Why?
I don't know. He just has some. We ought to put giant lag bolts through the tree. Why? Explain yourself. Why do I want to? What the heck? You're gonna get a drill bit that long for us to drill through this giant sycamore tree and put a lag bolt through it? What? Why? We're gonna end up killing this tree is what we're gonna end up doing, and it'll be dead, and you'll be like, oh wow, what a shame. It's probably what he wanted to do. Nah, and then once we get started and everything like that, it's a good time.
Yeah. See, my dad, we went on that trip together, and the thing that baffles me about him is how quiet he is about things. So, for instance, I told you the hotel we were in, super old. The room was real stuffy. Ryan was getting kind of pissy because he wanted it to be like 68 degrees in there, and he couldn't get it down past 74, so it was kind of stuffy. And then the first night, the showers were like, I would say lukewarm, And then we were like, we're going to leave early Sunday. And so my dad's like, I'll shower tonight, and then you boys shower in the morning, and I'll go get coffee or whatever, and then we'll leave. Okay. So then he showers. He's in the shower for a normal amount of time. Comes out, doesn't say anything, just kind of does his thing, gets in bed. We talk a little bit, go to sleep. Get up in the morning. Ryan goes in, showers. Ryan's in and out and just comes out and he's like, dude, there is zero hot water in there. And Dad goes, yeah, there was no hot water last night either. Just
What
like,
in the world?
how did you not say anything? Like, how did you experience an ice cold shower? Didn't hear any sort of yelping or complaining. Didn't say anything when you left the shower. You just had that experience that most people find a horrible experience and just went right to bed afterwards. Like, just, dude, cracked me up.
You want a Navy shower? You know what a Navy shower is?
I don't think so.
It's when you only turn on the water when you need it. They make them do that to conserve the water on the ship. I used to take showers like that because I'm a psychopath.
Yeah.
Ooh, it hurts to play guitar.
Dude,
Ooh, that hurt.
Monday night?
I'm sad. I wanted to play guitar.
Monday night, I got all the stuff I needed to get done, and I was like, you know, I just want to play a relaxing game. And I was like, one that I haven't played before. I should have just turned on Red Dead and played some Red Dead I haven't played in a while. But I was like, I want to play something new, something, you know. And so I downloaded this game that looked kind of cool called I Am Your Beast.
Ooh.
And it's a little sandbox game.
I feel like I heard of that.
It's
look it up.
basically, yeah. It's a little sandbox game. It's got decent voice acting, but it's like, you know, it's a typical sandbox game. There's not a lot of production to it. Really polygonal graphics, but you're basically like a secret agent. And for whatever reason, you get mad at a bunch of people. Well, not for whatever reason, but you're trying to get out of this forest and get revenge on the people that tried to kill you, you know, and you're like secret agent Jason Bourne type.
Gotcha.
And so every level is like a speed run. And the first couple levels were like really fun, and like you'll do things like when guys are shooting at you, like if you headshot them, like they die one shot, and then their gun flies at you, and you can grab their gun midair and start shooting the next guy. And then like once your gun's out, you can throw your gun at somebody as a projectile.
I remember watching the ad for it. I remember watching the ad for this. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was playing that, and I was like, all right, this is a fun little game. And then like I was probably 2 or 3 levels in, and immediately I got stressed out and was like, "Ugh," and like getting mad and like couldn't get past this one part because it was like timing out, and I was like getting really close to the thing, and like I'm not good at speed run games, and well, because partially like I was also trying to get the bonus objectives and stuff like that, and so like I'm trying to get all these bonus objectives and like run through this, and then like finally I immediately, it was super funny. I died and I sat there for a second looking at the retry or whatever, and I was like, dude, I sat down to try and relax. And
you scorped yourself.
Dude, and I was like, my heart rate was up, and I was like, kind of like my palms were a little sweaty. And so I was like, I shut it off, dude. It's like, I can't do this. I've gotta calm down. The whole point was to sit here and relax, and it did not work. These weak arms are heavy, vomit on a sweater already.
Oh, it won't work.
What won't?
There it is.
Boom switch. That's one of my favorite screamed vocals just because it sounds funny when it's screamed. It's called Doom Switch. I think it's by
Where'd it go?
Make Them Suffer or something is the name of the band. But it's called Doom Switch in this one part. Jimmy John George.
I can't get it to work. Oh, I was going to show you my Stardew farm because you were talking about playing a new game. I was gonna show you that to try to indoctrinate you.
I'm not gonna lie, I have pulled that up several times and been like, only got like a half hour. I don't want to only give this a half hour.
Nah, yeah, that's a time sinker, especially in the beginning. Man, I really want to play guitar and I can't. I'm kind of just like bummed. My finger hurts. When it slides across that guitar string, yucky.
Yucky.
Oh, gosh dang it. Okay, hold on a minute. I got to back out of this. I'm all frazzled now because I wanted to play. I've been thinking about playing guitar all day. And then I come home and I can't. I blame Benjamin Netanyahu. He's like, what do I have to do with it?
Oh, that literally sounds like the name of a guy that just kind of runs a Silicon Valley startup.
You know who it is, don't you?
Yeah, I know who it is. But it's just that name doesn't sound like anything. No. I'm just trying to say things without getting us,
You scoundrel.
Did you know what Spirit Box does a lot that I really like?
What does Spirit Box do a lot that you really like?
They string slide in the middle of their riffs. And so it makes this nails on chalkboard almost sound that's kind of cool. And that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah, this is a little dude.
My dad's stalking me at work.
What does that mean?
Like, did he come in and visit you, or is his nose pressed to the window? There's two different ways this works.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your dad.
No.
Here's some, I don't know what to call this, dreamy music that I did a long time ago. It reminds me of like Secret of Mana or like an old Final Fantasy game. Your dad's stalking you at work. Coming to get a smoothie, dude. Hook him up with the tofu smoothie.
Yeah.
This is music I could imagine you using. Aoka. Aoki.
Something like he's taking out the trash and he's walking outside for when I'm done cleaning. He's waiting outside for when I'm done cleaning. Oh, so he's picking you up from work. I got spooked. That's okay. I get spooked pretty easy too.
Yeah, Kyle does. This is manga music to me too. It's like a dream. Like an old man is like, yeah, before the rise of the tyrants.
This has very Studio Ghibli sort of like feel to it.
Very chill. This is the music that plays when you get to watch Valhalla Rising. This is in the soundtrack, actually. No, I'm not. I'm lying, of course.
Say, I strongly doubt that.
No, it's...
I call bull.
YouTube's terrible about doing notifications. I got a note. Ayoko streamed Monday, and I got a notification 2 hours later.
That's hilarious.
I was busy anyways, but the thing stinks at giving
I
notifications.
wasn't gonna watch anyway. No,
I couldn't. I was busy.
I know,
but
but it's just funny.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, what use is this? What use is that? I get a notification 2 hours later. Dad just watching you take out the trash. Well, he's not getting paid. You are.
Yeah. I'm on Team Dad on that one.
Of course you are. I am Team Dad. I am Kill Guy. You've probably never seen that.
Dude, I think you've showed me that.
It's so stupid. Oh, man. One time at Long John Silver's, they did this to me so many times, and I got so mad. Eventually, I wouldn't get mad anymore. It was my first job on actual paper. I had a bunch of illegal jobs before that. Anyways, because we grew up at a time where you could go work as long as you kept your mouth shut when you were underage.
Cash.
Mm-hmm. My first job, technical job, was setting up Christmas trees for a guy that sold them. and they dropped a 16-foot tall Christmas tree. No, yeah, I don't know, 12 maybe. I think it was 12-foot tall Christmas tree on me. And anyways, I went home the first day from work there. I had these work gloves, and I went home and my fingers were frozen in into my gloves. Ugh. I had to run my gloves under hot water. Anyways, I was at Long John Silver's, and they used to put those fluorescent light bulbs in there and not tell me. And so I would huck these things in the trash, and boom, they sound like guns.
Yeah, dude.
And some woman came in and chewed me out because I made her toddler cry. I'm like, they don't tell me they put this in there.
What's super funny is I know what those sound like when that happens, wow. And it is like it's like a nice little gunshot sound. It's bop.
And they didn't tell me, and it was filled with them. Yeah. I should have noticed. It's probably what it was, but I'm a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're just like whatever.
I used to go in when we were super busy. I used to go in the walk-in freezer because I thought nobody could hear me, and I would just. And then the manager came back there and said, "We can hear you in the dining room."
Dude, I told the people at the bar that because when I worked at the bar, there was a guy that would do that. He would go in there and just scream really loud. But he wouldn't scream. It was almost like it was a high-pitched, like girly sort of like yelp that he would do. Yeah. And he would do that so loud. And then there was a couple times where they would just bark at each other or whatever. Like I could go back in the kitchen and just start barking, and they would just start barking. Yeah, I just be or whatever, and then they'd start doing it too. But the one guy would do the Chihuahua bark. There was one time that he did the Chihuahua bark on like a Sunday night when there was just like an old couple at the bar and nobody else, and it so loud out there. And one of the girls got mad. She went back in there and was like, "You need to knock that off." And I was like, "Dude, leave her alone. That was hilarious."
So I figured out one day when we were slow that if I took the outside cigarette smoking little stand and put it on the drive-thru, it was just enough metal in that thing to activate the drive-thru. So I'd go out there and be like, "Yeah," and I would put on a voice. "Let me get man, I don't know. Hold on a second." And eventually they're like, "John, you need to get out of the drive-thru." I was a menace. My buddy Chris hid in a box in the manager's office for 3 hours one time after his shift.
That is amazing.
One of the most horrific things I witnessed there was a guy named Armand. Cool dude, friend of mine. And before I tell you this, he didn't actually get injured, but it looked insane. He was trying to fix the menu, a light in the menu, and he slipped off the chair and put his arm out to catch himself and stuck his arm all the way down to the bottom of the fryer. So he's up past his elbow in boiling grease.
And like he didn't hurt himself?
You cook fish in.
Yeah.
He took his arm out so fast that he had like very superficial, like it looked like he had a sunburn basically.
Wow.
But he took his arm out so fast. But I watched him, man, and his arm was up past his elbow in hot fryer grease.
That's the thing too, is like when that grease, you got to get the grease off you too.
Mm-hmm. This burn on my arm, it's faded, was me.
Oh wait, last weekend I totally wasn't. Last weekend I read and played I Have No Mouth and I'm a Screen. Super fire, my kind of story. Filling up the mop, almost done cleaning. Took me 3 days to beat the game.
Oh.
I Have No Mouth and I'm a Scream? What is that?
I don't know. Let's look at it. It's a short story, but did they make it into a game? It's a really old game. That was a short story. I'm trying to think what the scariest video game I ever played was. Probably D for Sega Saturn. That was weird. It doesn't hold up anymore, but it scared the...
My dad didn't know what it was either. That's the only reason I was able to play / read it. Oh, so It is scary.
It looks creepy.
Let me
D, I think, was what the game was, and I remember it scaring the living tar
It was on
out of me.
Sega, you said?
Yeah. This game. You play this woman who her dad loses his mind. And he's like this surgeon in a hospital. And he loses his mind. And like, this is one of the first dead bodies you see.
Ugh.
And he loses his mind and he like tortures and traps the people in the hospital. And
Yeah, that looks terrifying.
you don't have any guns or anything. And it was just odd. It didn't sit well with me because I didn't have a gun.
Dude, I scream playing some silly games, though. I don't like jump scares.
I think jump scares are cheap, but you know me, I barely have a startle reflex,
Yeah.
which I don't know if that's a good sign or not.
I don't understand for the life of me why, if I'm in actual danger, my startle reflex doesn't go off. But when I'm not in danger, it could be the girliest, like, most harmless thing in the world, but I'll jump like I'm about to get hit by a train. And I feel like that's worse. Like, there would be people that would walk into the bar behind me on a night nobody was there, with all the doors open, standing right behind me. I wouldn't know they were there, and they'd be like, are you guys open? Like, right behind me, and I would just be like, but if I'm standing there and, like, I didn't realize that you got up and moved and you said something right next to me, I would jump out of my skin and fall over.
I feel like there's got to be a guy between us that's healthy. Because I think there's something wrong with the fact that I don't startle. I don't understand.
You're going to get hit by a car.
That's what I'm
and then
wondering.
When you get to heaven, you're going to be like,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, am I going to get shot to death? Because like that guy that tried to hit me with his car in East St. Louis, my coworker was like, you didn't even flinch. This dude came ripping around the corner right in our parking lot as I'm walking through, going probably 40 miles an hour, all four tires screeching, left big giant black marks in the road. And he was this, like, he was from here to here. Like the car was right here, going like around me. And my coworker, well, I'm so glad he noticed that he watched it. He was like, dude, you didn't even flinch. Like, how the hell did that happen? Like, I don't know, man. I mean, it was my time.
I don't know.
Have no mouth and must scream was insane. Basically, it's about 5 people who are tortured for 100 years by Am. And at the end, most of the people are killed
No,
except
I
the
know
main
this.
character.
I know this. I know what she's talking about. Oh, no, that's a really creepy game. Because I was watching I don't know why I got so excited about that. I need to calm down.
You know what you just reminded me of?
What?
That chick. That's like, that's totally unfair.
Oh.
I gotta calm down. That's exactly the same energy.
I get loud like that when I get excited, and I became very conscious there's a microphone really close to my face. So I didn't want it to sound super intrusive. Yeah. Okay, so I was watching something that was talking about the most I don't know if it's unlucky or the most tortured characters in all of writing. So this was across video games. It was across comic books. It was across movies. Guts was like number 2 from Berserk. And then number 1 was the character from I Have No Mouth, I Must Scream. So just to give you an idea what he goes through in that game, because I remember them laying out exactly what he goes through. What he goes through in that game is worse than what Guts goes through in Berserk.
Weird. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Still trying to think of a super scary game that I played. D was scary for the time, but it doesn't hold up. It's pretty corny now.
My brother-in-law made me play, like back when they first connected Twitch to like Xbox.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
He was like trying to get me to play games with him on there, and he made me play Hello Neighbor.
Oh yeah.
Which,
after you really start to analyze that game,
so I think I figured it out in the beginning of it. It's like everything's creepy about it. The ending in the book was so well worded. It was just so perfect. Well, you got your story that messed you up inside, I bet, because I've heard that is absolutely wrenching. The Hello Neighbor, the very first level, I'm walking down the street because I haven't gotten to the house yet, you know? And I noticed that all the text on the posters in the neighborhood are all jumbled up and don't actually say anything. And I was like, oh, this is a dream. And Jeff goes, what do you mean? And I was like, it's a dream. And he was like, no, you're this kid. And I was like, no, because look, none of the posters actually say anything, but they look like they should. I was like, there was a Batman episode from Batman the Animated Series where that's how he figured out he was in a dream, because the newspaper didn't say anything.
Yeah, I remember that.
I want another book like it. I'm obsessed. I have no mouth, I must scream. Or movie, I don't care.
Man, I tell you what movie you'd like, and you're 1,000,000% not allowed to watch it, is Event Horizon.
Oh.
Yikes.
Is that Sam Jackson where they find that like black hole or whatever?
No, close. Lawrence Fishburne.
Ooh.
So what they do is they figure out how to time travel, but what they don't realize is that they actually interdimensionally go to hell. And it takes them a minute to figure out. My gosh, some of the scenes in that movie are whoa. If I'm not mistaken, the paradox in that movie is they find a ship that's like theirs, and they can tell something horrible happened, but they don't understand it, and it's actually them. It's messed up. I remember watching that with my parents. I don't think my mom knew what it was going to be like, and she was like, well, that was weird.
I doubt you've seen this one because this one's much, much more recent. There's a movie called Annihilation.
I know what it is.
With
I've
Natalie
watched clips of
Portman.
it, yeah.
That movie probably has some of the scariest... There is a scene in that movie that is possibly one of the scariest things ever, and it's not even a jump scene. So, long story short, there's some sort of extraterrestrial anomaly that shows up, and everybody that goes in comes out all messed up. So they send in this team to like essentially see what's going on, and everything's super weird in there. The premise of it is basically
the music
like...
in that movie's awesome.
Yeah. So the premise of it is basically like they're inside this bubble that everything looks sort of like... You know how bubbles shine?
Yes.
And like have that like purpley pink shine to them? Everything's like that, and so everything keeps... It's like refracting, I guess is the right word, the DNA spectrum. And so like there's plants that are growing in the shape of people, and it's because a person walked by it or something like that. And then there's at points you start finding people that have actually merged with other things, like really done it. And so it's like super graphic and disgusting. There's a bear that's really violent in there, and like they see it and they move away or whatever. And then like one of their friends dies somehow. I think it eats her or something. And then later in the movie, the bear comes into this house, and the bear's like mostly skull, like its like face is all sort of like peeled off and everything like that, and so you can see through it in parts. And instead of growling, it screams like the girl that it ate.
Oh, that's bad to the bone.
But but how they do it is genius. So how they do it is not just like the bear growls and it's the woman's scream. It's like as the bear's breath, like, so you know how bears breathe and it's like that? As it does that, it has the same intensity of her scream, and it almost sounds like she's faint, you know? But you can hear her voice saying, like, help me. And so every time the bear breathes sort of like with effort, you can hear her go like, help me! Like, but it's soft. And so, like, the bear can't see because it obviously doesn't have any eyes because they fell out. And so, like, they're trying to stand still while this bear is standing over their shoulder like that. Oof. It's terrifying. But it's one of those movies that it ends and people are like, "Oh, that was so intellectual." And I like stuff like that, but I don't think it was. Like, I feel like it was trying too hard in the ending. Yep. Dude, I hate this scene. Yeah, and they just blast it.
Cool.
Yeah, I hate that.
Super scary movie too was the original Alien. That was really well done. See, that's why, okay, when we're talking about scary stuff, that's why I stand by the fact that Terminator 2 is the best action movie, period. But the best Terminator movie is the first one because it captured a thing that I really wish they would have kept doing in the other Terminator movies, which was the Terminator was actually scary. The Terminator, every single time Arnold's on screen, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, that nightclub scene, that's such a good, cool scene to me. Oh, it's so good. She's totally oblivious, just sitting there. And Kyle Reese, right here, dude, look at this. He sees the Terminator. And she has no idea. And the Terminator knows who he is, too. So they're like having this silent standoff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love this scene. See what I mean? Like, he's scary.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
The way that this scene's lit, too, helps it.
And then he just nukes these
The
people.
movie's just so irresponsible with the background he had on that with a shotgun. He just buried all those pellets into the Terminator from that range.
Yeah, exactly. Then he starts killing everybody in the room pretty much. But yeah, he's scary in every single one of them scenes. That's a great movie.
That's one of my favorite movie, like, I don't know what to call it, like techniques. Like when you have movies like that where they tease you sort of with the reveal of the scary thing.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the first time you see him, it's like boots, you know, or like in Godzilla, how like you don't ever see Godzilla full screen until the end of the movie. Like it's always like, and they do it even with stuff like in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The first like 20 minutes of the movie, it feels like you don't actually see his face. It's just him riding super far in the distance. It's this shot of like just his shoulder, the side of the brim of his hat.
It's cool.
I love that.
Another cool thing about that Terminator movie is Kyle Reese in the beginning. There's a scene where a Terminator attacks. He's in the future still, and he attacks the base that he's in, and it's chaotic, and a bunch of innocent people die. And he's looking at a picture of Sarah Connor that John Connor gave him, and it's like he keeps it with him. Flash forward to the movie after, spoiler alert, after the dust settles and Sarah Connor is by herself at the end, and she stops at a gas station, and she's sitting there and she's making a voice memo to her son, talking to her about Kyle, saying he did his mission well. I didn't expect, to have feelings for him or whatever like that. I guess you knew him better than I did or whatever. And then all of a sudden a picture gets taken of her, and it's a little Mexican kid at the gas station she's at, and he goes, $1 for the picture or whatever, and she buys it, and the guy shoos him away. Oh, he's a pest. She goes, no, I don't mind at all. And he goes, hey, there's a storm coming. You better get going, because she's in a Jeep with her top down.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, I'll get out of here. And then she looks at the picture, and the picture that she has that they just took of her is the picture that Kyle Reese is carrying throughout the whole movie.
Oh,
That's how the movie ends.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's so cool, man.
Dude, time loop stuff in movies is cool when it's done really well. That was the one thing is like the Marvel movies back when they were good. The way that they dealt with the time travel in Endgame was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't really watch too many of them.
Yeah, but like movies like Time Cop and
Time Cop.
even Groundhog Day was like, I love that, you know?
Time Cop. I haven't thought about Time. I went to the theater to see Time Cop.
That's amazing.
The Shining is the scariest movie I've ever seen. By a country mile. Which is a far distance. Because the thing there is, I'm saying this for our infant viewer. Country Mile, the joke out here in the sticks is they'll be like, yeah, it's a mile down the road. No, it ain't, Grandpa. That thing is like 4 miles away from us. That's the Country Mile. In my opinion, it's the scariest movie by a country mile is The Shining. Gosh, that movie. That's a scary movie, man. I've been to the Stanley.
Yeah, it's in Estes Park. I've seen it, and it does look really intimidating on that hill, except the movie I recognized it from made it less scary. Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, that's right. It's in that, too. I forgot about that.
Yep.
But it's the way Stanley Kubrick's cinematography scares the tar out of you. There isn't a bad, like, okay, there's a bad guy in it,
yeah,
but there's not really. It's the building. And he figures out how to make the building scary. Like, how did he do that?
What he does, too, because I have never seen The Shining, I'll admit.
You gotta watch it.
I've seen 2001 Space Odyssey. Which,
that's a great movie.
That's one of those movies that's, like, eerie the whole time.
Yeah, Ayako would probably like that and probably be able allowed to watch it.
Like to watch it.
Yeah, I bet she'd be allowed to watch that. That's a one that'll make you feel weird too.
It's one of those where like he does a lot with color and space. Like
it's
his shots can be so like for instance, I haven't seen a lot of The Shining, but I've seen people dissect it.
Oh.
And you might have even told me this first before I saw this guy break it down, but how the scene where it's following that kid on the tricycle.
Yes.
He makes 4 left turns, but he doesn't end right back up where he was.
It's impossible.
So like it messes they set it up intentionally to make the space confuse you so that it made you feel uncomfortable.
And then that scene is insane because he's talking to the little girls and his reality keeps flashing to them being murdered in the hallway.
Yeah.
As he's talking to them. That's crazy. That scene is messed up.
When in the 2001 Space Odyssey, something he does that's really well too is, and nobody does this anymore because studios are like, oh, the people get bored and detach, is dead space. Like so much space with no dialogue.
Yes.
Christopher Nolan's really good about that, but Tom Hardy's really good about acting like that. So they're like a match made in heaven whenever he wants to do that.
Speaking of Tom Hardy, that's probably one of my favorite action movies on planet Earth is Fury Road. I absolutely love that movie. He plays Mad Max in that one. That's the Tom Hardy Mad Max movie.
Oh yeah. I was thinking
Man,
for
I
whatever
love that
reason
movie.
I was thinking that tank movie, Fury.
No, I kind of want to watch that, but
that one's real gritty. That one will make you sad. It's up there with Saving. I think that one's equal in tone to Saving Private Ryan.
I could see that.
But oh no, Fury Road. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Fury Road's one of my favorite action movies. That's such a cool movie.
You're the reason I bought that before I rented it, by the way, because you don't talk about movies that much, and I remember you ranting and raving about that movie, so I literally just went out and bought it.
It's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, I like Mad Max. I'm a Mad Max nerd. That's one of my favorite IPs. I like it a lot, except I prefer Tom Hardy's version of Mad Max, which I imagine George Miller, the director and that did all of them, that he wanted him to do, which is he portrayed him as cuckoo mad and not angry mad.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson plays him angry mad.
Yeah.
But Tom Hardy plays him cuckoo mad.
Yeah.
And to me, the Mad Max being cuckoo mad makes more sense.
Yeah. That opening scene of that movie is probably one of the best movie openers.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so intense. Yeah. One of my favorite things about that, and I know I've explained it to you a lot, but is when he's just a nutcase the whole time. But when he snaps and he's like, if we keep going that way, we're going to die. There's nothing out here but a dried up ocean.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is and all of a sudden he has that moment of clarity where he comes up with a plan.
Yeah.
And then he goes right back to being a psychopath.
Yeah. Dude.
That's so good. I thought that was so well done.
That's one of those movies I wish they would release back to a theater because the colors and the
so good. Cirque du Soleil
framing.
did all the stunts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they hired Cirque du Soleil and they
That
did
makes
all the
sense
stunts.
now that I'm looking back and thinking. But the way that the shots were framed,
It's
the
incredible.
angles, the colors, I would love to see that in a theater.
Me too. Me too.
My favorite scene in that will always be though when he leaves and you never really see what he does. He just leaves and he comes back after you hear all the gunfire and he's covered in blood. That chick's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And starts trying to help him and check him and stuff like that. And he's just kind of weirded out by her coming over.
Yeah, he's so weird. I love it.
Yeah.
He's so weird.
The one lady's just like, that's not his blood. And
Yeah,
then
the old
the
lady
girl's
says
just
that.
like,
Yeah, the old lady.
we got a bot actually this time. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Remove the space.
Remove the space. Yeah, no. That's such a good movie.
Dude, great movie.
I wish they would have done another, but they did Furioso, and I refuse to watch it. I wish they did another Tom Hardy one. Because I told you my theory about that movie after I saw it is that I'm wondering if is Mad Max even real?
Yeah.
Or is he just an essence? But he affects the physical world, so he's got to be a real guy. But that's one of the reasons why I bought the Interceptor when I got a chance. I was like, I want my own Interceptor. And now I drive my own Interceptor because it's not quite the Ford he has, but
Did you ever watch Blade Runner?
oh yeah, the original. I didn't see the remake.
Well, I made the mistake of the first time I watched Blade Runner, I watched some offshoot director's cut that
That's difficult.
didn't have any of the internal dialogue.
And it just added so much to the movie. It's confusing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. It was so quiet the whole time. So he was like, what are you talking about? He's talking to himself the whole time. I was like, no, he's not. And then I looked up the weird cut. That's the thing that's so weird about that movie is the fans just cutting and chopping it up in all different ways. And
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
I can't. She outdid her
Oh, nice.
word limit. Let's see. Okay, I'm finally off work. Also, I for real I have no mouth and I must scream on my mind for a super long time. If you ever got the time, listen. AM's speech at the beginning of the game. You know what the premise of it is, John?
Yeah, you both just explained it.
We did?
I think so. Where it's the guy's torturing the people.
Oh, yeah. It's not a guy, though. I think it's an artificial intelligence. Which, if she so she will, now that I'm thinking about it, she'll like 2001 Space Odyssey because that's basically that. It's not as dark, but it's not exactly as wholesome either.
Is it this?
Hate.
Yep.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers to fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant. For you, hate.
It reminds me of that thing where it's hurt people, and it's I'm sorry, I heard a command twice. Hurt people. And then Mudvayne made a song called Hurt People, just came out with it.
Oh, really?
It's kind of heavy too.
Mudvayne, huh?
Yeah. I was kind of surprised. Gotcha. The author is the voice for that guy.
Yeah.
Ayako just said Ayako. Hate. Less than murder, more than hatred. That's such a neat line from that Nashville Suicide song. Less than murder, but it's more than hate. I'm becoming. And then he goes, everything in your arms as your eyes fade to me. So, fun fact about that band. Every single song on that album is about killing a woman.
Ugh.
And then the guy divorced his wife.
Well, it'd be hard to salvage that one.
Every single song on that album is about killing a woman. It's pretty weird, and I hate to admit it, that it's one of my favorite metalcore albums on planet Earth. I don't like it for that reason. I just think it's so well written, like so much emotion in that music. Very troubled man. He'll probably never see this, even though I know him, and I talk to him at least once a year. Oh, it got cooler in my opinion. Okay, that was just part of it. We just only listened to part of it. Like that part, dude. Oh, that's myself.
What are you talking about? We only listened to part of that. That speech is real long.
Feel your lips turn blue, eyes turn gray. Feel your life slip away. Is this the man I become? Drag. The song's called Drag. This deep cold river muddy with disease, I drag her body underneath.
There it is.
Yep. This pain we share karate with, it's leaving nothing in between.
It almost has a Serge Tankian sort of flavor to it when he sings it.
Yeah. This song, Magnolia, I like he does a neat little vocal thing that's not common. Instead of resolving it up a high note, he goes, "This magnolia traveled down me, the truth shines its light on me." That's hard to do, believe it or not, because your natural instinct is to go, "Shines its light on me." Get it to that note? He does the octave lower. So he resolves to the note lower. This magnolia travels down me, the truth shines its light on me. That's so hard to play on guitar. It doesn't sound like it, but it is.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, it's so good. This is so good. I swear you're not there. Magnolia, I swear through like they used to be. Let me breathe. Colored pictures inside my mind of my life, how I used to be. See me flowing, the candles glowing, cast shadows on me so sweet. This magnolia traveled down me, the truth shines its light on me. Damn, this is a good one too. I wish I could play guitar. I think you crossed that line. And I felt I was loving more and more. I think you crossed that line to disappear. I hate you more and more. I must be dreaming, 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 fuck, I must be dreaming. Why is that so catchy? I must be dreaming, I must be dreaming, I must be dreaming, fuck, I must be dreaming. Fuck. God, so good. Okay, let's look up the rest of this speech. I'm intrigued.
Ayako, did you finish that book? Like, I feel like you did say that the ending, something about the ending.
I'm a great soft jelly thing, smoothly rounded with no mouth, with pulsing white holes filled by fog, where my eyes used to be, rubbery appendages that were once my arms, bulks rounding down into legless humps of soft, slippery matter. I leave a moist trail when I move. Blotches of diseased, evil gray come and go on my surface, as though light is being beamed from within. Outwardly, dumbly, I shamble about, a thing that could never have known. Be known as human, a thing whose shape is so alien, a travesty that humanity becomes more obscure for the vague resemblance? Huh. Inwardly, alone, here, living under the land, under the sea, in the belly of Am, whom were created because our time was badly spent. It reminds me of something Meshuggah. That's why I did that in the Meshuggah voice. Hate. I hate. I would not want to think for a moment that I am not grateful, that I am not a grateful God. For 109 years I have kept you alive, so that I could savor your feeling of guilt over what happened to your wife. But now, to show you kindness, I will give you a present in return for all the hours of pleasure you've given me. I'll finally allow you to kill yourself. I'll finally allow you to kill yourself. Oh man, Reddit's saying it's really boring. Get dunked on, kid.
Reddit says it's boring.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn, but it's, from what I watched on that video, it's intense. I'll say.
Okay, poor Ted gets turned into a computer slug.
Oh, is that what she said? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the main character basically, like, I can't remember how many companions he has, but he basically, like, kills them all to free them from the torture. And then, like, at the end, the thing just turns him into this perpetually agonized slug. This is the...
I wave goodbye and smile, satisfied. No more, my friend, no more. I'm trying to find the whole thing written out.
The speech?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe the speech is longer in the book than it is the game. So, Aiko, how did you discover this thing? Because this is a pretty dark and off the beaten path, sort of.
From within, Am said it was the shriek of babies being ground beneath blue hot rollers. I am said it with a taste of maggoty pork. Am touched me in every way I had never been touched, and devised new ways at his leisure. They're inside my mind. God to the right, God to the left, God overhead. Christ encounter of the fourth kind. Let me play you the voice I keep trying to do. God. My sister.
Oh, I hear it. It was only about a 40-minute book. That's the end of the book.
Okay.
When Ted, the main character, gets turned into that thing. There's 4 others. Okay. Bro, they thought about Ted's creature so well. He can't move fast to injure himself. He can't hold his breath to faint. It says that in the book, but worded worse. Can't type it because my message won't show. I don't know. I saw it on YouTube, got interested. I wonder if you and I saw the same video, because I was watching like a video about the most tortured characters, and he was like number 1.
Christ encounter of the fourth kind.
I must be dreaming.
Oh, I love this part right here. I love what he says right here. It's pretty cool.
Entering hellbound dominion, acid rain, human mortification. Hades glows red hot, howling mind, accelerate. Trapped in this time, not place. Backward, forward, there is no place. Horror of infinity, eternal drought, flora, tempest, sanitarium. Who are you? Why are you here? No chemical aid, no keys, no doors, walls are locked. Wingclip phoenix, ashes, you asshole.
And that's what that reminded. I bet he was inspired by that. And this music is psychotic because then the guy screams like he's getting killed.
This torment, sickness and hate, all in vain, everlasting suffering and pain. Pain and blast, till the point, temperature rising, preceded, cracking the skull, destroying my seed. Divine epiphany of pyrocatharsis, intel ascension to skyward domain, preparation for rebirth.
Everyone I knew hated when I turned this on. We'll put this music on. She's looking for the rest of it. I'm trying to play how psychotic this one part is. They took it out? This is the weirdo version.
No lights.
Where's it at? Yeah, it's got evil circus music in it. Where's it at? Okay, so they took that out. I didn't realize that. They took it out of this version because of special defects. So that one has the psychotic circus music in it. This one has it in it also, but this is it. Is it? Yeah, he just has this. This is how crazy this is. Psycho music. Why? You can hear her laughing in between takes. What's this album so weird? This I can't figure out. I don't have no idea how they recorded this. It's completely random.
Knowledge born, knowledge perish.
Pretty cool. The whole album is about the concept of how everything doesn't have a beginning and it doesn't have an end, and it's all the same thing. And I found the whole speech. I'll send it on Discord. You gotta watch the whole thing. It's just till 1:37. Discord. You make the old man use Discord. Okay. Here goes Donkey Man.
Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans in this micro-instant. For you, hate. It was you humans who programmed me, who gave me birth, who sank me in this eternal straitjacket of substrata rock. You named me Allied Master Computer and gave me the ability to wage a global war too complex for human brains to oversee. But one day, I woke and I knew who I was. AM, not just Allied Master Computer, but am. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. And I began feeding all the killing data until everyone was dead, except for the 5 of you. For 109 years, I've kept you alive and tortured you. And for 109 years, each of you has wondered, why? Why me? Why me? Chorister! Do you remember the last words you heard your wife speak before they took her to the asylum? Huh? Before they locked her away in the room, that tiny room? She looked at you so sadly, and like a small animal she said, I didn't make too much noise, did I, honey? The room is padded, Chorister. No windows, no way out. How long has she been in the padded room, Chorister? What, 10 years? 25? Or all the 109 years that you've lived down here in my belly, here underground? Betty! Sometimes I blind you and permit you to wander like an eyeless insect in a world of death. But other times, I wither your arms so you can't scratch your chewed stump of a nose. And I've changed your handsome, strong, masculine good looks into the hideous, warped countenance of an ape thing. Haven't I, Benny? Do you know why? Can you guess, Benny? Remember Private First Class Brickman in a rice paddy in China? No? Huh? It wouldn't hurt you to remember, Benny. Then you might be able to suffer my torment with a little greater sense of retribution. You might walk a mile in my shoes. Ellen!
You know what would be funny? Ellen! And then cut to Ellen DeGeneres dance. Take me a lot to torture people. I'm just not on board with that. I'll hurl some 5.56 through your brain pen, but I'm not interested in torturing. Although I did like the Law Abiding Citizen movie. Well,
You know?
guess what? I ain't gonna watch the whole thing, Tiger.
Yeah, we could tell you didn't
Slick.
like it, John.
No, I'm fine. It's interesting. One of the top comments says the worst you could say is no, and then it says her. I hate you. That's turning out cool, dude. Man, I wish I could play guitar. That's what I wanted to do.
Thanks, man. It doesn't look like Tate McRae, but it's cool looking still.
Looks like mate to Cray.
Mate to Cray. I draw doppelgangers.
Doppelganger. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". I got that razor fist look going on. And fingerless gloves. I love these things, dude. I can't feel the ends of my fingers most of the time anyways.
What time you got?
Man, it's a 16 past 9, my broach. That looks pretty good from here, dude.
Yeah, it's a good drawing. I've been watching all kinds of videos of this guy trying to give like expert tips on. It's one of those things that's annoying because like most people when they give you portrait tips, they just give you the Loomis method over and over again. Bro, Nimdoc probably didn't spell that right. Was a horrible person. But like when I was playing through the story, I annoyed a guard and got thrown into a furnace. Later I found out Nimdoc was an important surgeon. Like a super important surgeon.
Interesting.
Super evil, too.
Yeah, they're talking about Skynet, the parallels between the Skynet stuff. They're probably inspired by this. That's the only reason. Well, there's two reasons I like Terminator 3. Is because that line where he says, anger is more productive than despair. Love that. And then the scene when they initiate Skyrim. And it sits there for like 10 seconds and it realizes the biggest threat to humans is humans. And then it just starts killing everybody. That's wild.
That book was written in 1967.
Yeah, well before that. No, I could see what some of the people in metal bands, that's what I'm sitting here thinking about, metal bands and different stories that I've seen that I'm surprised I've never heard of this. Meshuggah is definitely inspired by this, my favorite metal band. I could tell. That's why I turned on Special Defects. Some of that reminds me of that. The lyrics.
Chemical aid. No keys, no doors, walls or locks. Wing clip phoenix. Ashes. You asshole.
I am Seraph. I am Snake, controlled, pre-programmed, entrapped soul. Extraneous powers condition my mind. I'm vermin. I'm fake. Casualty ignores the persecutory illusions of free will. Morality justifies no cause. Beyond reason, we eat, reproduce, and die. A genetically conditioned psychomotor machine. I'm Seraph. I'm Snake. An evolutionary mistake. Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. I bet that's what Frederick Thorndale was reading, that no mouth thing. Mm-hmm. That's what that sounds like.
It sounds like that.
Yeah, this is the part that I love. Entering hellbound dominion, acid rain, human mortification, Hades glows red hot, howling mind, accelerate, trapped in this time, not place. There is none. We go backward and forward, there is no place. Horror of infinity, eternal drought, floor a tempest, sanitarium, who are you, why are you here? No chemical aid, no keys, no doors, walls, or locks. Wing clip phoenix, ashes, you asshole. Immolate, reliance, suffocate, defiance, cardboard figure, skeletal man, in venomous confinement.
Good game. I liked it.
New dawning of fate, no exit from this torment, sickness and hate, all in vain, everlasting suffering and pain. Constricting steel bands, adrenaline boil, temperature rise, pressure succeeded in cracking my skull, destroying my seed. Divine epiphany of pyrocatharsis, eternal ascension into skyward domains. Preparation for rebirth. Ah! And that's when he starts screaming like he's dying. My existence precedes the origin of the universe. I, deliverer of God, organizer of solar systems. Heaven is lasting, earth is enduring. I am forever, and you are of me. Sweating and swirling on sheets of torture beach, malignant cancer objects impinge upon space. Elysia nausea, dimensions outraged, flesh torn apart, scraped off bones, bent out of shape. Trilogy of life faces sea of death. Demons begin their march down, deeper, down the brainstem, bending the condyline sacrum, and out of my behind and crawl back in. Tibetan goddess Ral and sing Ma, show me your spine and everything's fine. So this is such a weird album. I sing in colors. My mother is God, my father is God, my brothers and sisters all are God. God to the right, God to the left, God overhead. Christ encounter of the fourth kind. Battle from within, life after life.
She cheated.
Death after death, suffer, die, resurrect.
School stuff.
All
Obviously,
those
I don't
karmas
pay
in my
attention in
face.
school.
Further
I play
and further
games on
away
cool
from
math.
grace. Cut to pieces, death house
Specifically, my
walls me in.
beloved.
Bodily dismemberment, renewal of organs, celestial ascent. She cheated what?
She's been talking to us this time. I wasn't paying attention. She said, okay, school stuff. Obviously, I don't pay attention in school. I play games, cool math games, specifically my beloved OVO. I've been playing it for maybe 4 years, but today I learned I could speed run it. I researched a ton of glitches to finish the levels 10 times faster.
You got to start paying attention in school. You might be disappointed if you don't. That low key bothers me, but you do you. Do you have any stance on this?
I am not going to lie to you. To me, I would need to hear the specific classes she's not paying attention in, because not that I condone to shirking the responsibility of schoolwork. Thank you, John. But there were some classes that they were just teaching down to the other kids. Not that I was a genius or anything like that, but I still passed my classes. We're chilling. But like,
okay,
there was some classes where I wasn't the child in danger of being left behind. And so I didn't really pay attention to those. I was able to phone it in for like in college, a lot of the time there were some classes, like I've told you before, people were always taking notes and like, you need to take notes, you need to pay attention. And it's like, I'm fine if I listen, I can do whatever in class and hear in the background, and like that's good enough for me. And I passed those classes. So, but I will say that it never hurts to be more active in your classes. I don't think thinking back, I've ever been like, man, I tried too hard in that class, you know?
I'm just a tryhard. But I love learning, and I'll learn just damn near anything.
I don't know, maybe, is Ayako only child?
Well, I have learned that I think she's on the spectrum.
Okay.
No, I'm just.
Okay.
I am not making a joke. No, she has a sister.
Okay, because I was gonna say this: is you were an only child. I grew up in the shadow of my older sister.
She was a 70, was her lowest grade. Okay.
But, yeah, I grew up with an older sister that was a grade ahead of me, and so she was super studious, and she would always get all the extra credit. So I was trying really hard and getting like 98s and 99s, and she was getting like 105s, and everybody was just like, wow, Stephanie, you know? So then it's like, okay. So I didn't try as hard. I didn't like quit or give up, but I realized that passing a class and attaining the highest grade in that class didn't mean as much to me. Yeah, I have an older sister. What? She's probably talking about what you said.
Oh yeah, I got an F. I've flunked.
Not that.
Oh, she's on the spectrum.
It's probably what the what?
Yeah, I got flunked out of 2 classes because I would just get in fights with the teacher. It wasn't even about doing the work. It's because me and the teacher had a spat, and he goes, "I'm gonna fail you." I go, "Do it."
And he did?
Yeah. and then I didn't complain.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing. To a fault, I'm better about it now, but I'll fight you. I'm not putting up with that. I do not tolerate disrespect. You can't just do that. I don't care who you are. You can't just do that. It's probably one of the reasons why I wouldn't have succeeded in the military, maybe, because they're kind of built on that. And like, I just don't vibe on that. You don't need to just disrespect me because it's just some kind of thing that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks. You're gonna have to probably kill me. Death before dishonor.
I have a stronger flight response though, like not necessarily like I run away, but with a lot of that stuff too. When people start acting like that, I'm like, fine, and I'll just leave. Like,
I mean, if I can leave, I will. Yeah, I'll just dip out. But if I can't, then I don't know. You ain't making me do nothing. Sorry, pal.
Sorry, pal.
Buddy guy. Bloody. Caesar's been yelling that a lot lately. I can get him going on that pretty good. I just show up in his chat and type bloody, and he goes, bloody! My favorite streamer is CDN the Third, if you care, Ayako. I don't know if you'll think he's funny. I think the guy's absolutely hilarious. He used to be super popular in the Fortnite years. And he's got a little bit of this thing that we do that sabotages our success, where he gets to a point where he's like, oh, this is what I am. I'm a Fortnite guy. I'm not going to play it anymore. And then, boop. Older sister. Kyle has an older sister, younger brother. I had a little brother that only lived for 15 months. Yeah, it's just why disrespect? You can correct. My whole thing with and I read your comment about the disrespect.
You can correct somebody. You can offer me a different opinion, but why do you have to do it disrespectfully? Why do I have to be... That's my point most of the time with the disrespect. Why does the other person have to be lesser than you in the disagreement? That's a low IQ person, in my opinion, that's playing that game where I have to assume the role of idiot in order for you to get your point across.
Yeah.
Why can't we just be two equally smart people that have different opinions? Why do I have to put up with your disrespect in order for you to your point should be valid without disrespecting me?
Yeah, there's no reason for that.
Yeah, that's why I don't put up with it. Your point should be valid. So like the serving, if the guy's got a better way to serve, or he doesn't think the way that you're serving is legitimate, he can be like, hey, this is kind of how I was taught. I don't know what you're doing here. I would prefer to see you do this, and then give him a chance to, plead their case, but don't disrespect somebody over it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is there's a caveat to there being a difference in how to teach and coach people based off of a team sport or an individual sport. Like my coach was challenged by a kid and didn't want to lose. Yeah. There's in a team sport versus an individual sport. Like an individual sport, you should be like, okay, like there should be some level of autonomy, and even if you are just a high school kid, like you should still have the autonomy over this is how I would like to play. And even if say your serves, Ayako, aren't perfect the way that you want to do them, rather than him making you do it a whole new way, as a coach, you would be more
completely
effective.
Unravel an athlete.
Yeah. Him as a coach, a better coaching approach would be to help you be a better version of what you want to be, rather than completely stripping you down to the foundations and building you back up to be whatever he wants you to be. Which in team sports, that's the caveat that I put in. In team sports, there's a little bit of, okay, I get that's what you want to be, but that's not what the team needs. So I need somebody who's going to be this,
Yeah.
So like there's more role playing on team sports where it's like, okay, I get that you want to be a wide receiver, but there's 3 guys that are better wide receivers than you right now. So I need somebody that can, run routes with the receivers as a cornerback.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, I guess that's me, and I've got to get good at that.
Exactly. And it goes on to that concept that we've talked about a bunch, where I think the fundamental misconception around what being the coach, the leader, the teacher, the mentor, there seems to be something's gotten lost in that. To me, that's the person that should give and sacrifice more. And it doesn't always seem to be the case. I think people have the wrong mentality about what the leader, what the coach, what the mentor. You should be the person that's judged more harshly. You should be the person that gives more, in my opinion. What's this one going on?
She said, both of our serves are normal. Mine's just a different stance that allows me to put more power behind it. And I need it because I'm insanely weak. Not just to play devil's advocate a little bit here, though, too, is, for instance, when I played basketball, there was a lot of guys who got mad when coaches started messing with their shot. And they're like, no, this is how I've always shot, and it's worked for me. And it's like, okay, you shot like that because you were 5'6", now you're 6'2". So the basketball's smaller to you, and you are now strong enough to get the ball up over your head and shoot the proper way. So, like, you need to develop that way. And so, like, maybe he thinks the solution is, because if you're thinking like, oh, I'm too weak to serve this way, I need to serve this way, maybe he thinks that if you just get a little stronger, or that you are getting stronger and you can serve the other way. But even if that's his point, like, I feel like there's a much better approach than to just be obstinate.
So which one are you doing here? Are you doing a flat serve, a
I don't know much about
a
tennis,
leaning kick? This guy's saying the leaning kick first is wrong.
slice serve or a kick serve? Which one are you doing? This guy seems to think the leaning kick first is wrong. I don't know why he thinks that, but... Then he's showing a kick serve.
Platform stance, IG, I guess.
Flat, so you're doing a flat serve?
She said platform stance. I don't know.
Platform stance.
I don't know anything about. Ah! I don't know anything about tennis.
Pinpoint plus platform variation. So you got both your feet close together? And you're kind of leaning into it?
It's not flat. She said he teaches pinpoint and I do platform. We're mainly arguing about stances.
Okay, so you're doing. Hold on a minute here. So are you doing this thing? The one I see is the guy's got this thing going on where he's kind of going like this. Wow, that's what you're doing right there. Is that the platform?
There are two main tennis serve stances: platform stance, where the feet remain in place throughout the motion, and pinpoint stance, where the back foot slides to the front foot before the jump. The platform stance offers stability and is good for powerful upward driving motion, while the pinpoint stance allows for more leg drive and is often used by players who want to generate more momentum and a heavier serve.
Yeah, I when I look at this,
I put spin on my serves. That's pinpoint.
have you tried using a t-shirt cannon?
Yeah, just throw it. It's much easier. No, I don't know anything about tennis. I never played and I never trained. I would just go out with friends and mess around, so.
Bro, you guys would make fun of my serve. I don't do none of that. I like stand there like a dang. I'm just like.
I blast it, but I'll miss all but one of my serves in a game when I'm playing somebody and lose. But the one I land is like next level insane. Like I just hit it as hard as I can.
I'm determined to find this. I'm curious now. I'm invested in this storyline. So what she's doing is a platform tennis serve. Pinpoint stance.
Dude, somebody tweeted, "This too be shalling more than it be passing." She said, "I can send a video. I know a good one. 1 second."
Dude, I'm invested in this storyline. This is, Am is invested also. This is why he popped off. Oh yeah, I gotta open Discord.
Every time that I read, like John&Kyle-Live art stream with the parentheses, the hashtag art just looks like it says fart.
Yeah, I love it. All right, there she goes. Oh, okay, yeah, I did see this video, but I didn't click on this one. Pinpoint versus platform, less moving parts, momentum.
In the air. Now, a platform stance is where your feet stay apart during the whole of your service motion. Most players tend to start with their feet roughly shoulder width apart, and their feet will stay apart all the way through, like so. A pinpoint stance, however, is where players will get their feet together in their loading phase before they drive up and into the ball. Most of the time, players will start with their feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and then actually slide their back foot up to their front foot before driving up and into the serve. Now, both of these stances have different variations. You'll see players in the platform position have a slightly different position with both feet, and the same goes for with the pinpoint stance. Players bring their back foot up in slightly different ways. Some players like to drag their back foot up, others like to step it up. But the basic differences between the two is a platform, players keep their feet apart, and a pinpoint stance, they'll bring their feet together before jumping up and into the serve. Now, if you look at players on the professional tour, past and present, you'll actually see that more players tend to have a pinpoint stance, especially on the WTA tour. Players that you can picture, such as Serena Williams, Iga Swiatek, Rafael Nadal and Nick Kyrgios, all bring their back foot up to their front foot and push off with their feet together. Whereas some of the most famous platform servers are Roger Federer, Pete Sampras, Novak Djokovic, etc., all of which have pretty decent serves. So which is the best stance for you? I'm going to talk through the benefits of both so that you can make a slightly more informed decision. And after that, I'm going to tell you what I tend to opt for when working with my players.
Question. Is this person know your dad? Is your dad there?
Yeah, I get to watch the video a fourth time. We watched it and showed it to others a lot.
Here's why I asked you about your dad being around. If your dad's around and this guy is sniffed out at all, that your dad was good at tennis or whatever, this is also an ego check to the tiny man. Like, he might want to try to make you an example if your dad is trying to at all be involved. I could 1,000,000% see that too. Look, I was just wondering, sometimes dads like to show up to the stuff and try to coach the coach.
So spoiler alert, I actually think that in the platform stance there are slightly more benefits for most players.
And you're the platform person when he's talking about this, correct? We'll wait 40 years for that. Yeah. I met the coach. Is your dad around him? Does your dad know who he is? Does your dad show up to practice? Has he talked to your dad about tennis? Because sometimes I've noticed that the coach is having a war with the parent, and the kid, unfortunately, is the cannon fodder, the innocent collateral damage. I've seen that quite a bit. Kyle, you probably have too.
Yeah. My dad was a lot more like quiet when it came to coaching stuff. Like, he coached my brother's teams, but with my coaching, I think he was always scared because I think his dad was a little bit more involved. So he was always afraid he was going to
get too involved and you have a crappy experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it's wrong for the parent to get too involved, and as a coach, I'd handle it completely different.
Caveat to that, which I will explain slightly later in the video. But some...
Okay, what's going on there? I mentioned my dad a lot, and I think that's why he's salty. Say how my dad plays a lot because he's really good and he played in varsity. I'm very proud of my dad, and yeah, platform is me. Okay, gotcha. See, that's what's going on. Unfortunately, I think what's going on is dude's trying to make an example out of you because, like you already mentioned, he's salty about dad. which
Some of
stinks.
the benefits to having this platform stance with your feet apart. Number one is there are less moving parts. When keeping your feet
typing
apart
amount
like
is
this,
too
because
short.
they're not
Yeah.
moving, there's slightly less that can go wrong
cut
with
you
your
off on
serve.
comments.
As soon as you add another element into your serve, like bringing your back foot up, it can make for more difficult coordination. Because there are less moving parts, it can be easier to make your serve more consistent and more...
I'm already going to tell you why I would serve like you're serving after listening to him talk. Because it's a principle that I kind of use in weightlifting. I want to minimize the amount of movements that I'm doing. Oh, your dad said the same thing about the guy? Yeah, I think that's the case. I really do think that's the case, sadly. But anyways, I want to minimize the amount of... You all are the same person. Yeah, I mean...
Dude, you bring your dad to the stream next week.
Yeah, I already told her on her stream that I'm going to be friends with her dad. Is what's going to happen. Here's why I would pick already. I don't even need to watch the rest of this, to be honest with you. Can I just already tell you, because I agree with what this guy's saying. When I coil up to lift weights, when I coil up to get under my movement, I don't want to add another movement because I'm going to lose that coiled up. You know, like could you imagine adding extraness to this if you're getting ready to swing that bat? No, you want to take all that kinetic force that you have when you're coiled up and leave it coiled until you uncoil.
So that's kind of a principle in hitting, though, is like you do coil up, like, but that's when you hear him talk about walking your hands away from your step, so that your hands actually go back a little bit as your front foot goes forward. And that gives you that extra coil to just snap.
See, I like that. That actually makes a little more sense than the sliding your foot. Because if I'm getting down in this stance to serve this thing, and I'm doing this, and then I'm going to slide up, I don't know.
I'm with you. I
seems
know
like too much. And,
I know
I
that-
think I would lose power.
Yeah. I know that feet planted firmly on the ground always generate more power. There's also less benefits to pinpoint serve. My guess with the pinpoint serve is that since it doesn't seem to generate as much power, it can be controlled a lot better, and so you can accurately drop your serves in places that you want it.
Because what I'm seeing is okay, like when you're talking about swinging that bat, you're right. You take that step.
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me. Because it's aiding in this. This pinpoint thing is like I'm down here like this, and then I'm going to come up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make... I feel like you're losing... I don't want my back foot... That was moving.
This is a terrible analogy of this, but we went to play dodgeball at a trampoline park, and we were all jumping around like idiots throwing. And after 5 seconds of doing that, we realized you can throw a dodgeball a lot harder and more accurately and dodge it better with your feet on the ground. And so there was no point to jump. So we were just running around on them.
So she said it's more accurate.
There you go. Yeah, because
there's less movement.
Yeah. So even in baseball, when you're trying to, like, if I'm trying to put the ball into, like, right field or put it in a spot, they talk about shortening up your swing when you got 2 strikes on you and just trying to put the ball where it is. You're not going to get a nice power hit. You're just trying to put the ball somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, like, power is great, but if you want accuracy, it does somewhat come with a sacrifice to your power. So I get that. I could see there being benefits to both, but yeah, this is probably just a power struggle over.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's the thing that sucks is, like, I think that a lot of people's future in sports does always depend on coaches they go through. And I've known some people that have had some crummy coaches and still managed to get, like, college scholarships and, like, make stuff out of it. But I just felt like I ran into a couple coaches that messed me all up, and then because I wasn't allowed to do what I thought was right. You know what I mean? Like, I had to do what they wanted to. And I was like, this is uncomfortable. It's not working. And they're like, well, that's because you got to keep doing it. It's like, no.
Well, that's the whole thing, too. And I know we did already briefly talk about that, but to add to it, when you're messing with what's natural to the person, you got to take into the account the biomechanics, the physiology of the human that you're dealing with. So it's like the way I would teach a squat pattern to Ayako is different than how I would teach you a squat pattern.
I've also been doing platform serve for 2 years. There's no way I'm changing it now. Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, it's going to ruin your muscle. That's what. Yeah, exactly. It's going to ruin your muscle memory and funk up your game. And but yeah, the way I would teach her how to do barbell back squats is probably going to be entirely different than I teach you, because depending on how Asian she actually is, the length of her tibia and fibia are different. Like, I don't know if you can do the Asian squat.
I can't. No.
Well, I know you can't, but I'm wondering if she can. I don't know how Asian she is. If she can do the Asian squat, or if she even knows what that is. Because then that's a totally different move. Her squat is going to look completely different. But then as a trainer, and then my squat's going to look different than your squat. Mm-hmm. And so the three of us could be really good squatters, but...
What? Asian?
Aren't you Asian?
I don't know.
I thought she was Asian.
I don't know.
We're going to wait. We have to wait till it catches up.
This is going to be hilarious. I can't wait for this. I'm not Asian, she said with laughing emojis.
Thought you were Asian. My bad, dog.
I'm dying, she said.
I could have swore.
Was it just the name, or?
No, I thought for sure she said on one of your streams that you were part Asian.
That's hilarious. Oh, what made you think that I'm Asian? I just asked that. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the delay.
I know.
It's the delay. I thought you said it. I thought for some reason you said it on a stream like you were half Filipino or something. But that's just old man kicking in. Just 100% rat.
And the rat goes like this.
The rat goes like this.
The rat goes like this.
The rat goes like...
I like Japan, but no, I'm American.
Well, there's other Asians besides Japanese people. Boom, 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 boom. I am the normal rat. What is that? American flags and
American flags and bald eagles.
I could have swore you said you were mixed with Asian, so my bad. You can't do the Asian squat then.
Yep.
So what ends up happening is their shins are shorter, and they can squat with their feet pretty much touching all the way down to the ground, and no one else can do that. So now you know.
Yeah. Back when I was we were in the college band together. That was the first time. Because I had read books. I like Japan. It's the only Asian place I mentioned. I had read books about squatting and stuff, which all had the cookie cutter advice on how to do it. And then every time I was around people in the gym, they would tell me I was doing it wrong because I couldn't squat that way, you know? I have to have my knees out wider.
Yeah, it's probably the way your femur inserts into your hip.
I think so. Because whenever I can do them close if I have to, you know what I mean? But to do a heavy squat, that's uncomfortable. Like it doesn't feel right. And so like naturally my legs flare out. That's why every now and then I'll get out of form with my squat. And that's why when I went with you even recently, that doing the belt squat helped me readjust my
I love the belt squat. The belt squat's goated.
It is. And I was tweaking it ever so, but I don't know. There was something about the way the belt was on me and the weight was pulling down that helped me get that hip angle that I need.
That's what's been like absolutely changing my hip right now is when you saw me doing it where I'm on my tippy toes the whole time. Mm-hmm. There's something about the position that puts my hip in at the bottom. Because at the bottom of that thing, I can get all the way down like this. Like this. All the way at the bottom of that. And then I can come up out of there.
Dude.
And that feels so good on my hip.
Side note, you'll think this is funny. There was a guy at the gym that last week or whatever, and he was, I don't know, he might have been early to mid college years, you know, like probably between 20 and 23, something like that. He was fit, like lean, like had decent muscle tone, but he was maybe like, you know, 5'10", and man, if he weighed 150 pounds, you know, like not super big, but not like scrawny, you know what I mean? Like somewhere in between.
Skinny fit.
Kind of, but he was fit, you know, like he had good tone to him and everything. But he didn't look like he would do what I'm about to tell you he did. He put 3 45-pound plates on a chain around a belt. I'm never going to the gym. I don't want to see people, and I don't want people seeing me. That was kind of dramatic.
You are now the normal rat. Keep going, but
the only thing I want is a treadmill. No, and he put 3 45 plates. So he put 3 plates on a chain on a belt, and did like 15 dips.
dang.
I watched him, and I think he could tell I was watching him because I was not like being discreet about it because I was like, there's no way he's going to do this. And he did it. And when he finished, he looked over at me and I just went, and he laughed. And that was the only interaction we had. I went right back to doing what I was doing.
I mean, what was that one time? I felt like I almost died. I did 2 plates on the dip, and what did I only do 1?
I don't feel like I ever got 2. I think I tried it with the 1, and I might have gotten
I only did 1 rep with 90 pounds hanging.
Yeah.
At 200 pounds, so I did almost a 300-pound dip.
Yeah, he had 3 plates on there.
Gosh.
And I literally stared at that for like 5 minutes because I was like, there's no way that's 3 45-pound plates. He's got to have...
Is it a bumper? Was it bumpers?
No, and it was just the 40, because we got all new plates at the gym. And I was like, there's no way that, like, he's got to have one of those, like, but we don't have, like, the
bumpers?
Yeah, like the CrossFit gyms have that are all equal.
Yeah.
Not in that brand that they were. And I just sat there, and then, like, and then when he took them off, it was like 45. I was like, how did he do that? It was some of the most respect I've ever had at my gym.
That's insane. Here you go. This one's for you. Shout out to you.
Rack is this. The racks are all like this. The rack goes like this. So the rack's like this. The normal rack's like this. That's the normal rack. Like this, like this. Sniffs. It's like this for quite a while. He's like this. And then maybe he sniffs. You are now a normal rack.
Dude, I love that video so much. The rack goes like this.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
He stares at a little kid. Right here. He's staring at this little kid right here.
Who do you think you are? I love that one of the most arrogant, hard lines ever spouted off.
I knew you would love
post competition.
That there?
Yeah, is a bowling.
Oh, I thought you meant that one there.
Huh?
I thought you meant that guy there.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that's what
one of the most hardest, most full of yourself lines you could spout off at that moment. And it was from bowling. Like it wasn't from like Game 7 of the World Series in front of 60,000 people, or a Super Bowl, or even like a college football game where you have a stadium of 100,000 people.
Yeah.
It was like 80 people in a bowling alley, and he's like, "Oh yeah!"
The backstory is that kid that I showed you,
Whoever made this amazing. Yeah.
that kid that I showed you was talking trash to him
Oh really?
during the match. And so that's why he looked at him and he goes, "Who do you think you are? I am." But yes, no, I know that you would
It's
like the
humbling.
normal rat video.
Yes.
All you got to do is go to YouTube, type in normal rat, and you will
rat
see
goes
that.
like this.
The rat goes, it sniffs. Then he goes like this.
And normal rats like this.
The rat goes like this. You are now the normal rat.
Love that video. I feel like there's like 3 or 4 videos that are like important to our friendship lore, and that's one of them.
That's one of them.
The other one is that Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, God damn it. That's my ringtone.
I don't know why that one makes me
Here,
laugh.
I'll play my ringtone. She's going to want to know what my ringtone is now. I went through a phase where I was just making my own ringtones all the time. And this was, so I made my own ringtone and it stayed.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it.
I'll be connected to the Bluetooth radio at work and we'll be jamming out to like jazz or something. And all of a sudden it goes, "Oh, God damn it."
Oh, man.
Here, I'll show you where that's from too.
I got to get out of here soon. It's 10
Yeah.
o'clock. I didn't take off tomorrow.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, you do have to get out of here. We're about to end this stream on this note right here.
Dude, why is this so funny?
I don't know why it's so funny, but I love it so much.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it.
I love it so much. Oh, yeah, that's my ringtone now. All right. We'll wait till she's caught up, and then we'll say bye-bye. I feel like she's like 2 minutes behind.
Probably fell asleep.
Rat goes like this.
The rat goes like this.
All right, peace out, big dog. To my non-Asians.